I think as DFID, we're really proud to have basically been the seed funder for every single member of the FSD network, and it's great to see them all sort of coming together much more as a network, particularly here this week. And I think that what's great about the network really is, I guess, that on the one hand, you've got a whole collection of really locally embedded organisations that know their markets really well, but also you're increasingly getting the linkages across the different programmes, so you can really sort of realise some economies of scale as well. So I think it's really a combination of sort of the innovative nature of what they're doing, so not afraid to take some risks, and also the approach they really take to, I guess, engaging with the private sector as well as with regulators at the same time to really bring all those market players together. Yeah, well, I mean, I think if you look at sort of the big kind of major demographic and economic trends across the world, across Africa, I think there are going to be two big things that become a real focus, and as I guess poverty becomes more concentrated across, well, within Africa and then within certain states in Africa, I think on the one hand you're going to see the FSDs increasingly working within those growing economies to make sure that the growth is more inclusive, and that particularly that economic opportunities have been created for the sort of the huge sort of youth demographic that's coming through. But then also it's important that we really look at those places that are being left behind, where poverty is very concentrated around the sort of the fragile states, the more conflict-ridden areas. And I think some of the most interesting work that the FSDs are doing right now is the stuff they're doing around looking at refugee populations that have settled so often for quite a long time around those different areas. So generally I think it's been a great week, and you get a real sense of the sort of both the depth of expertise and market knowledge, and also the critical mass of the network when it comes together. I think I'd definitely like to see it happen again, and I think probably the one thing I would really like is, I think it's very natural for the first conference to be almost like a family affair, where it's really about bonds between the FSDs. I think next time around it'd be great to see far more private companies represented, and bring that perspective from actual private financial institutions, just to understand how they interact with the FSD network and the way they see their markets and their customers. I'll certainly come again, and I would encourage all the other DFID advisors to come too, and just understand the network in its totality, and how much more value you can get when you bring it all together.